Okay, so now that he's got the door open, he's actually going to break the hinges to take the whole door off. Get it completely out of the way. Okay, so they got the door all the way off out of their way. Now if they wanted, depending on how the person's stuck in there, they could maybe get them out this way. They're going to roll the roof, half the roof they're going to take off. Okay, so he just cut the A post.
Actually, the first guy that got here, we told
now he's cutting the B post. So the only thing holding the roof on will be the back where the back window used to be.
Place of honor.
All right, now he's cutting a relief cut in the roof, and that's where they're going to make their fold. But they gotta take some of the bends that come in your car out of it. So they cut right through it. So now you can see they just put a post across there and it rolls right back. Turned it into a convertible. Cost-effective convertible. So now what they're going to do is they're going to put the patient on a longboard. This immobilizes their back, their neck, in case they broke their back or neck. All right, now that they got the collar on, they're going to work as one and turn her and spin her out onto that long backboard and strap her down onto that so she can't move. All right, here they go. They're going to twist her out of the seat and onto the longboard. And one of the things you can notice they're counting, this is kind of like synchronized dancing. They got to do everything together. Feel when she comes out. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike. I'm one of the assistant chiefs with Scandia Fire. This is Bill Havner. He's one of the other assistant chiefs. We're going to talk about kitchen fires tonight. We got a nice trailer that the state demos for us that we're going to be showing off to you guys tonight. 2010, there was over 156,000 fires relating to kitchen fires, which was totaled into 420 deaths last year, 5,300 injuries, and over $900 million in property loss. Cooking fires account for almost half of all house fires. Some kind of cooking or kitchen fire. Half the house fires we go to started in the kitchen. Some of the ways to prevent cooking fires: be alert, pay attention. You're cooking with fire, with heat. Things catch on fire, so you need to pay attention. Unattended cooking is one of the #1 causes for a kitchen fire. People aren't paying attention or they leave the room. Stay in the kitchen when you're cooking. You know, it only takes a few seconds for something to catch on fire, tip over, whatever, and you have yourself a kitchen fire. Use a timer to remind yourself. You know, set a timer on the stove, on the microwave, something to remind you to check on that in a couple minutes. When you're cooking in the kitchen, you get busy cutting up your onions, can't see because your eyes are watering. You know, that timer will hopefully remind you. Keep anything away from the stove that could be burnt. Your oven mitt, silver, you know, your plastic spoons, the packaging from the container that you use to cook, cardboard, plastic, styrofoam. Keep that away from the stovetop. You know, if you get it too close, it's a perfect ignition point. Always use cooking equipment that's made to do what you want it to do. If you're frying French fries or something, use a deep fryer that's made to deep fry. They're going to be UL listed, which they're made to do it. They're made to hold the fire inside. If it does catch fire, they're designed for the use. And then if you do use something like that, don't use an extension cord. Extension cords, usually the equipment is designed for that size plug. If you start using extension cords, they can get hot and they can also catch fire. Another thing is keep your stove clean. If you let too much build up inside on top of your stove, that's something that can catch on fire when you're not paying attention. Keep your loose clothing, keep your sleeves rolled up or whatever, so as you're reaching across, you don't catch yourself on fire. And then don't store things in your oven. You got some pots and pans in your oven, you turn the oven on to preheat it, you forget that stuff's in there, you're going to end up with a fire. One of the other things you can do is put some of the locks and whatnot over the knobs and on your drawers and stuff so the kids can't get into them. So now if you do have a kitchen fire. Yeah. Oh yeah. And some of the things that you can have in your kitchen, a fire extinguisher. So if you do have a fire, you can put it out. If you do try to put out a grease fire with a fire extinguisher, try not to spray it right in the grease. You're just going to splash it around. It's designed to put out around the area. They do sell this little unit you can put above your stove, attached to the hood vent or under your microwave, and this will go off if it senses fire. It drops a powder on it that'll put it out. So we have fire. If you have a fire, the easiest way to put it out, a tight-fitting lid. If you have a tight-fitting lid, put it on there, turn the burner off, and let it sit till the pan's cool. If you don't have a lid around, you can also use a pan, cookie sheet, any kind of flat, hard metal surface. We'll easily go over it, and it'll smother the fire out. But you need to turn the heat off. If your grease is hot enough, as soon as you pull it away, it might reignite on you. And one other thing, don't try to move the pan. If it's on fire on the stove, leave it on the stove. You're better off. Otherwise, you might spill it. If that was fiery grease, that would have just went all over. Good way to get yourself burnt or burn someone else you love.
Yeah.
If you do decide to stay and try to fight the fire, make sure everyone's cleared the room and that you have a good path to get out. After you've tried, you determine you're not going to be able to put it out, so you can get yourself out of the house. Don't hesitate to call 911. We'll come in and be more than happy to put it out. Yeah, let it go, man. And then just try to keep, the area around where you're cooking clear. Keep the kids away, the pets away. Don't try to cook holding on to one of the kids. Put them down somewhere so that your hands are free and your attention is on the cooking.
Yeah.
So we're going to demonstrate what not to do. All he's going to do is put on one. Hold on, Bill. All he's going to do is put on 1 cup of water, and water expands 2,300 times.
Wow.
So you can see what 1 little cup of water can do to a grease fire. Yeah, you can see. We put a whole cup of water on there, made all that flame to catch the ceiling, the drapes, everything else on fire, and the fire is still going.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it didn't work first time.
So you can see he's put 2 cups of water on and there's still fire everywhere. He just made it worse. So if you can, cover it up. That'll put it out. Turn the fire off. And if you don't feel comfortable and you don't think you're going to be able to put it out, call 911 and get everyone out of the house.
All right, so I'm here with Scandia Fire Chief Jim Finnegan. Can you explain what we're doing out here today in Scandia?
Today is our annual fire prevention open house. Today is dedicated to teaching the theme that the State Fire Marshal's Office is working on this year, 2 ways out. Scandia this year went to the elementary schools today, worked on that theme with the students. Tonight we came out to our annual open house. We have the State Fire Marshal's kitchen trailer out here. We did a couple demonstrations about kitchen fires, the leading cause of fire in the state of Minnesota. So we did some demonstrations on that, how to be safe with kitchen fires. We also did an auto extrication team. And then in front of the fire hall, we have the kids' smokehouse trailer that teaches kids how to crawl in a smoke-filled environment low to the ground to get out. So we have a lot of activities going on out here at the fire hall today.
And you have also several children activities and different things like that. Why do you think it's important for people to be aware and to practice and get used to these types of situations?
I think it's important that everybody's familiar with their surroundings, and we want kids to be not afraid of firefighters. If you have a fire in your home, we come to your home, we're dressed in gear, we got face pieces on, we sound different when we talk to kids and stuff, and we want kids not to be afraid of firefighters. So that's why we work real hard with the schools and stuff and teach them a little bit about fire safety.
Okay. And then one last thing. I know we ended up getting some rain today, but Washington County has had a fire ban and different things like that. What are some extra precautions people could have during a time like this?
Well, right now we're in an extreme drought situation, and all the fire chiefs in Washington County have agreed to put on a total fire ban. Recreational fires, everything have stopped as of last Friday. I think it's real important right now with some of the large wildland fires that we've had in the last few weeks. Forest Lake had a large one, Woodbury had a large one, that we're all just very conscious of fire awareness around us. I mean, anybody could throw a cigarette butt out of that. It's been windy conditions, very dry. Fire grows very rapidly in these conditions, so we all need to be very conscious of our surroundings right now.
All right. Well, thank you, Jim, very much for having us out here for your open house this year.
Thank you. Hope to see you next year.